Come to a nice comfortable seat. And before we close our eyes and get quiet here, let's go ahead and just shrug the shoulders up towards the ears, create a lot of tension on purpose, and then let it go. All right, so just do that a few more times. You can even clench the muscles in your face and let it go. A couple more. And let the shoulders release. One more. Let them release down. So feel a little more openness there. Peek down at your feet. So just have a nice comfortable seat, knees landing over ankles. You can be sitting back into your chair. You can be forward in the chair. Just rest your hands on your thighs and close your eyes. Take a nice deep inhale through your nose. Open your mouth, sigh the breath out, let it go. Ha, make a little sound. And do that a few more times. So filling up, feeling the expansion of your ribcage on that inhale, and then exhale, letting the Mondays go, the to-do list go, all of the stuff that might be knocking around in the brain. Just give yourself permission not to worry about that for the next hour. It's going to be there when we're done, but we're going to give ourselves a break for the time being. And then eventually just start to find a nice, steady, even rhythm of your breath. So inhaling through your nose and exhaling through your nose. You can constrict the sides of your throat a little bit. So that's going to give the breath that ocean-like sound quality. And if that doesn't feel good to you today, just inhaling and exhaling through your nose, nice, even tempo. Just here for a few moments, soaking up this quiet, drawing inward. You're going to notice that you get distracted by sounds happening around you. See if you can let all of the background noise just really become that background noise. It's almost like it's not even there. And then, of course, there can often be a lot of chatter in the brain, in the mind. So just notice if there's any of that for you. Maybe there's a persistent thought. Acknowledge it, let it go. It might come back. You might have to do that 1,000 times. That's all right. What we do is we start to pay attention to our body and our breath. We start to string together more of these quiet moments. And as much as we do this on our mat, it becomes this really useful tool when we're out in the world too, just doing our day-to-day lives. It's kind of this way of self-soothing, of checking in, calming down. Good. Blink your eyes open here. Let's just release our arms by our side. As you inhale, stretch the arms out and up. Nice. And then as you exhale, just bring hands down to heart center. Let's just do that a few times. Just kind of warming up the shoulder girdle. Inhaling, take up space. You can always reach forward. In That feels better too. And then exhale, release arms down towards heart center. Yeah, nice, Chris. As you inhale, stretch up, take up space. See how big you can get. Exhale, hands come to heart center. One more like that. Good. Inhaling, reaching up. Good work. As you exhale, hands come to heart center. And let's just move this into our cat-cow. So hands return to thighs. As you inhale, you rock forward on your sit bones. Feel this openness across your heart and chest. And then as you exhale, you go in the opposite direction. Let the back of the neck lengthen and release. Inhaling, arching. It's kind of like this nice little body stem getting into the spine. Exhale, round in. And just moving like this. Your eyes might be closed here. That's always a nice little trick to help quiet things down. When we're looking around, we kind of attach to things. The thoughts start to kick up. So closing your eyes is a good little tool. Good, and then as you're doing this, let's go ahead and add one arm at a time. So as you inhale, reach an arm forward, and then exhale, it releases down, and just alternating. And you can lift it as high as feels good. It might be a tiny amount. You might want to lift up a little more. Beautiful, Tammy. Let's just do a couple more to each side. Good work, Chris. Good, and then you're just going to release down when you're even on both sides, and then let's just start to rock around. Just finding these nice little rolls. They can be big, they can be small. You can get the shoulders involved. And then just listening to your body, what feels good. And then you can begin to switch directions. Kind of noticing how things are feeling. This looks really nice. Just start to make these circles a little smaller. All right, and then we're going to come back to that nice tall seat. You can make any little adjustments again, so things might have shifted. So just feel nice and steady and stable here. Because we have Chris here today, let's go ahead and do our ghost breath. So the good thing about this is that we're all on Zoom, so you can be as loud as you want at your house. This is just going to feel really good. And I'm going to demo this. I know it's been probably a couple of months since we've done this, but we're going to inhale, we're going to fill up, and then you're going to make some audible noise. It's going to sound like a ghost. So, and you can hold it out as long as you want. It's kind of nice because there's this thin stream of air, so it's very focused. You can kind of stretch out that exhale, but let's just do that a few times. And you especially do this really well, Chris, to help inspire all of us. Okay, so nice deep inhale. We're going to do our ghost breath. Let's do one more. All right, deep inhale. Channel all of your inner spookiness, and then and it's hard not to smile after doing that. So let's go ahead and get into the neck a little bit here. So sitting nice and tall, just start to drop your chin towards your chest. And we're going to hold this for a few breaths here. And just notice it's kind of hard to let the back of the neck go. It's really used to working hard for us, keeping the skull, the brain upright. So move in the opposite direction. A lot of times what happens as we come into this is the shoulders start to creep up around the ears. They like to help out. So just imagine that somebody is gently pressing down on your shoulders so they feel nice and heavy. You might even take your arms by your side. So just using gravity as a little bit of weight. Now let's take a nice deep inhale. Keep your chin tucked. As we exhale, we're going to just bring that right ear over towards the right shoulder. We're going to inhale back to center. And then keeping the chin tucked. As you exhale, bringing the left ear over to the shoulder. And we're going to continue like that, just moving with the breath, finding a little vinyasa, kind of warming things up before we come into the hold. So inhaling to center. Exhaling off to the side. And it wouldn't even matter if your breath is opposite of that, but just keeping things nice and even. Get curious. So I'm getting a lot of sensation in the neck today, which is a sure sign that it's a Monday. Just observe what's going on for you. Let's go ahead and finish up on that left side. And then come back to center. All right. And then this time, moving much, much slower. Take several breaths. Start to bring that right ear towards your right shoulder. You can reach down through those left fingertips a little more, and you're going to start to get big stretching through this left side of the neck. Might feel it a little bit in the shoulder. I'm getting it in the left side scapula a little bit. And you're going to find these spots where it's particularly intense, and you're going to hang out there a moment. Notice if you've started to hold the breath, keep the breath moving. Good. And then this might be plenty. This might feel intense enough in your body, but if you'd like a little more, you can take your right hand to the top of your head. Welcome, Amy. Just apply a little pressure there. And then let's all just take our right palm to our cheek. Upright your head. Ooh, and let's do the other side. So chin tucking towards chest, and hopefully this is starting to feel a little easier in your body. There's a little more space. And then nice and slow. So you're taking the scenic route. There's no rush. You're exploring. You're pausing. You're noticing how this side feels different. And you're breathing. You're especially sending your breath, the exhale, to those spots that are a little bit tighter here. This little sequence in particular is a good one to do daily. If you think about it, especially when you've been really intense working at the computer, fixated on something, it's kind of nice to get into the neck. All right, so the side might be different. This could be enough. If it feels like you want a little more, you can bring your left hand gently to the top of your head. Apply a little pressure. Good, and then we're going to take left hand to our cheek. Come on up. And then let's just bring our palms together at our heart. Let's move into a little robin's breath today. So kind of like a continuation of that cat-cow. So as we inhale, open the arms up, rock forward. And then as you exhale, dive in. Good, let's inhale, open again. And then exhale, hands come together at your heart, nice tall seat. Inhaling, opening. Exhale, rock forward. Inhale, open up. And then exhale, hands come together at your heart. So inhale, open. Exhale, round in. And then this time, maybe if you want to reach your arms forward and up, so it'll feel a little different. Nice. And then as you exhale, palms come to heart center. So it just gets into a different place in the shoulders. Inhale, open up wide. Good. As you exhale, round in. Rock forward on the sit bones, but stretch arms up overhead if that feels good in your body. And then as you exhale, hands come to heart center. Let's do 2 more. Inhale, open. Exhale, round in. And then inhale, upright your spine, find a little back bend, stretch arms up overhead. And then as you exhale, hands come to heart center. 1 more. Inhaling, opening. As you exhale, fold in. Nice work, Chris. Inhale, see how tall you can get here. Feel that openness, that lift across your heart and chest. And then as you exhale, hands come together at your heart. Close your eyes for a moment. Bring your gaze inward. Notice how you're feeling. And then let's just blink the eyes open, release the arms by the side, and start to make some circles in the shoulders. So we've kind of warmed that up a little. Let's just try to release things a little more. And start to roll forward. And then roll back again. So feel your shoulder blades release down your back. And then let's bring our fingertips to our shoulder heads. And then let's start to make some circles like so. So you can move in one direction, kind of squeezing the elbows in towards each other and then opening up. It feels a little different with the arms like this. Good, and then just start to make these circles a little smaller. Nice work, everyone. And then let's switch directions. Which might feel a little funny. Good, and then again, let's just start to make the circles a little smaller. Beautiful work. Good, and then you can bring the elbows forward, release the arms by the side. Let's stretch our right arm up. So reach your fingertips up towards the ceiling. Then you can use your left hand to help you wrap that arm inward. So we're finding internal rotation. Bend the elbow. So reaching your hand down your back, and then you can take your left hand to the top of your right elbow. Ooh, that feels good. So pretty intense stretch through the tricep area. Again, you might be feeling in the scapula on that right side a little bit. Always being mindful here. So especially anytime we're applying a little pressure, some days we need more, some days we need less, some days we need to skip it. So always be open to that, make adjustments, and just remember that every time we do our yoga practice, our bodies feel a little different. So even though we practice the same poses over and over, there are these really fluid things. They're always changing a bit. Good, so let's stay here in this configuration and then start to bring your chin towards your chest again. And you're probably not going to go quite as far as we did without the arm like this. It's going to intensify the stretch a little bit. Good, and then just bring your gaze back upright. Ooh, release arms, give the shoulders a little wiggle out, and we'll take that to the second side. So as you inhale, stretch your left fingertips up towards the ceiling. Good. And then try to find that internal rotation. So it's like you're spinning the eye of the elbow to face behind you, the palm to face behind you. You can use your right hand to help you get that internal rotation. Reach fingertips down your back. So hold on to that internal rotation and this idea of elbow stretching up towards the ceiling. And then maybe take your right hand on top of the elbow, apply a little bit of gentle pressure. And then have you lost your breath at all? Return there. So that nice inhale through your nose. That nice exhale through your nose. Then staying like this, start to bring your chin towards your chest. Might not go very far. It's a little more challenging. The arms like this. And just feeling that stretch. Couple more good breaths. Good, nice deep inhale. Ooh, as you exhale, release, just wiggle, shake things out. And let's get into the fingers and wrists a little bit here. So you're gonna reach your right hand forward and then just one finger at a time, just gently pull back. Few seconds on each finger. And as you pull back to you, notice you're getting a little stretch in the wrist. This is another good one to do, especially if you're at the computer a lot. Just a little pause in your day when you're working. It's kind of amazing how intense it can be. All right, and then when you're done, let's just reach the arms out, make fists, and then circle around a few times in each direction. And just another nice little way to get into the wrists, get into the forearm area. You got it, Chris. Nice work. Switch directions. All right, and then release your arms by your side. So let's do a little hip stretching here. So a couple of different options. You can take that right ankle above the left knee if that's accessible in your body. You can also just simply open this leg up any amount. So both good places to be. Kind of see how your body is feeling today. And if you're opened up like this with foot on the floor, you can take your hand into your thigh, just press back a little bit. So that's going to help you to feel a little more of the hip stretch. You can also get a pretty nice stretch in the inner leg here as well. And then if you're in the seated version, you can press down. Check in with your breath again. Just make sure that it's still nice and even, nice and steady. Notice if the shoulders have crept up around your ears. So sometimes when there's intensity in a different part of the body, they take on some of the effort. All right, so again, whatever variation you're in, let's just go ahead and release our arms by our side. Let's inhale, stretch the arms up and overhead. So a breath or two here. Let the shoulder blades release down your back. And then as we exhale, palms face down towards the floor, just stretch your arms out wide and then just bring your gaze out over your right fingertips. So we'll call this like a little modified warrior two. And then let's actually take this into a little side stretch. So just release your left arm down by your side, right palm flips up, and then you stretch up and over. So you're still rooting into both sit bones. It's kind of a little reverse warrior here. These look really, really beautiful. Inhale back up to center. And then as you exhale, release your arms by your sides. We'll take that little hip opening to the second side. So whatever that looks like for you, side to side too, you can be doing two different things. That's absolutely fine. So one side is usually always tighter. That's particularly noticeable in the hips. So you might be here crossing your left ankle above your right thigh. You just might be opening that left thigh up. So that works too. In some ways, this variation gets into some more places potentially. You can play around and see what you feel. But again, you can use your hand as a little lever to help you find a little more of that hip opening. And of course, if you're in the seated version, you're gently pressing down. Breath smooth and steady. Just make sure that your jaw is soft and relaxed. Good, and then let's just release arms down. As we inhale, we take them out nice and wide up overhead. Just pretend that somebody is gently pulling on your wrists, so helping you to find a little more length and lift. This time, let's perhaps bring our gaze up. Good, and then as you exhale, release your arms perpendicular to your shoulders. Palms can face down. And then just start to bring your gaze out over your left fingertips. Feel your shoulder blades squeezing in towards each other, the center of your back. And then let's take this little reverse variation. So flip your left palm to face up. Can reach down with your right hand. You can hold on to a piece of chair. You can just let fingers reach, whatever feels good. Left arm comes up and over. As you're rooting down here, just feel a little twist of those right ribs up towards the ceiling. You might be looking up underneath that top arm. Good, let's inhale. Back up. Nice work. As you exhale, release your arms down and then can make your way back to your Tadasana, your mountain pose, and just take a couple breaths here. Notice how you're feeling. And then let's do a little of our lateral side to side stretching. So we kind of just did that with that reverse warrior, but let's do it a little more with this nice stable foundation. So as we inhale, we're going to take left arm up and over, leaning off to the right, and then exhale, release that side down. Inhale, right arm up and over. Nice work, Scott. Exhale, release. You can close your eyes here. You can keep them open. You're basically moving with your breath at a pace that feels really good and intuitive in your body today. So really connecting with this sense of rhythm, this idea of vinyasa that we're creating as we connect the movement with breath. For a lot of us, it's actually easier to quiet the mind when we're moving like this as opposed to being in a static pose. You got it, Chris. Nice work. Just feeling really graceful and easy in your body. Let's do a few more to each side. Listening to your breath. Good. So the next time that left arm is reaching up and over, let's just hold here. And you're getting some internal rotation. So you're spinning the eye of the elbow or the palm to face back behind you. You're feeling shoulder blades release in towards each other. Maybe you start to look up underneath that top arm. So we've done a lot to warm up the neck. So hopefully that feels okay. If it doesn't, you just find a place to gaze at where there is a sense of ease in your body. Good. As you exhale, release that side down. And then inhale. Stretch that right arm up and over. Again, a little internal rotation. You're spinning the palm to face behind you. Wrapping these left ribs up towards the ceiling ever so gently. Good. As you inhale, come on upright. And let's come into a little forward fold here. Just to kind of let everything release. So if you have blocks, this can be a good place to use them. If you don't want to go quite as deep, you could always just rest on a table or another chair in front of you. Otherwise, go ahead and slowly start to roll in. So you might be pressing hands down into blocks. Your fingertips might be pressing into the floor. Again, you might be doing more of the supported version of this, so more of a child's pose. But notice as you come into this is our first forward fold of the day. Again, the neck, the back of the neck wants to hold on, so really let it lengthen and release down. Notice if the breath shifts for you when you come into this configuration. Is it easier to fill up? Is it harder to fill up? Empty out. And then let's just find a little twist in this forward fold. So if you're on blocks, you can take them with you. Just start to walk them off to the right a little bit. So it's like you're trying to lay out over that right thigh, still letting the head release down. It's going to intensify the stretch that you're feeling in the left lower back. Couple more breaths here. Good. Come back to center. And then twist off to the left. And this need not be very deep at all. Good. Start to walk back to center. Couple breaths. Really feel this elongation in your spine. Gravity is helping you to find more space. And then nice and easy, slowly begin to roll up. You might be using your hands to press into your legs to help you get there. And notice that was a nice long forward fold, so you might get a little head rush as you come out of that. So just take your time, go really, really slow, and then come into your mountain pose and take a few breaths. And let's come into some twisting. So inhale, stretch your arms out wide. And then as you exhale, keep lengthening out through your arms. It's like you have giant bird wings. Stretch, stretch, stretch here. And then a few options. So depending upon how deep you're twisting, left hand could come to left thigh. Maybe it comes to right thigh or even the outside of that leg. You can release your right hand down, grab a piece of chair. Good. So continue to sit tall here, even though we're twisting. And then you're using these leverage points to press your shoulder heads back. Find space in your inhale. And then as you exhale, you empty out, you twist in a little deeper. And then maybe you start to bring your gaze along for the ride. So you move towards looking out over that right shoulder. You might not get all the way there. That's okay. Just go to that place where you feel comfortable, but a nice stretch. Couple more good breaths. You can notice as you exhale, as you empty out, sometimes you're able to move into the twist just a little more. Good, deep inhale. As you exhale, unwind, come back to center. And we're going to take that to the second side. So inhaling, reaching arms out wide. Hold on to that. As you exhale, it's only the upper body that's twisting. It's like you're twisting from that lowermost right rib. Take a couple breaths here with the arms extended like this. Feel the shoulder blades release down your back. Nice work. And then we move into the twist. So release left hand down, hold on to something. Right hand can be on right thigh. If you're wanting to get in a little deeper, if that is accessible in your body today. Right hand on the top of that left leg to the outer edge. Just pressing shoulder heads back. Finding a gazing spot that feels good. You might move towards looking out over that left shoulder. What's happening in this pose? Where are you getting sensation in your body? Good, couple more nice, steady breaths. Nice deep inhale. Exhale, come back to center. Take a couple of breaths in your mountain pose. All right, so let's do our twisted Utkatasana chair pose. So legs are already where they need to be. If you want to add a little extra something to this, and it works in your body and you have props, you could take a block between the tops of your thighs and squeeze in. You could also even strap that in, but this isn't necessary. This is just something, if you want to play with it, that you're welcome to do. All right, so find your sit bones, root there, feel the lower belly pull in and up. Then we're going to inhale, stretch our arms up. Good. As you exhale, bring your hands to heart center. And then I really want you to vigorously press the palms in towards each other. We're going to hinge forward at our waist slightly. Good. And then as we exhale, same idea. So lower body is staying exactly the same. But as we exhale, we start to wrap from the lowermost left rib. So we're twisting to the right. Feel shoulder heads pressing back. And you are welcome to, if you feel like you can start to hinge forward and twist in a little more, you might bring that left elbow to the outside of your right thigh. Good work. So nice deep twist. Again, you don't have to go very far. You just go to the place in your body where you're feeling it. Gaze can be forward. You might even start to bring your gaze up. If you would like to split your arms here, So opening up, shoulder blades stack on top of each other. You're welcome to take that variation as well. Yeah, nice work. Sometimes that just helps you to wrap those left ribs up a little more. When we're deep inhale. As we exhale, let's just unwind. So kind of like a little mini forward fold here. You don't have to go all the way in, but let the back of your neck lengthen and release. The thoracic release down. And then start to make your way upright. We'll take that to the second side. So our twisted chair pose. All right, so again, you can use the block. It kind of just helps you engage the core a little more if that works in your body. All right, so rooting down into feet and into sit bones as you inhale. Stretch arms up. And you might even be finding a little bit of arching in your lower back here. Chest coming forward. So definitely not a Tadasana pose. We want this to be more of our Utkatasana. As we exhale, we're going to bring our hands to heart center and then vigorously press your palms together so your arms are really active. Take a nice deep inhale. Good. And then as you exhale, twisting from the lowermost right rib, you might not go very far. Start to twist to the left any amount. You can keep pressing palms here like this. So just being upright like this is a really nice twist. That might be where you stay. It feels like you have the space to start to hinge forward, perhaps taking that right elbow to the outside of the left thigh. And do you know what? You could even have that elbow to the inside of your right thigh too. That would also work. These look great. So you keep pressing palms to heart center. Maybe you split your arms, stretch up. That might help you to twist in just a micromillimeter more. And it also might not be happening in your body. So again, you're listening. More doesn't mean better. Perhaps you start to bring your gaze up to that left thumb if it feels okay, to the ceiling if your palms are still together. One more deep inhale. And then as we exhale, again, let's kind of unwind here. So it doesn't have to be a complete forward fold, but just hanging forward a little bit, letting the back of the neck lengthen and release. You can even sway it from side to side. And then nice and easy, let's start to roll on up here. So coming to that nice tall seat. All right. So let's come into our eagle pose. So we're going to take our right thigh. We're going to cross it over our left thigh. If that's not happening in your body, you can just stay here like this. But if you are in this variation, rooting into your sit bones, you can think outer hips squeezing in towards each other a little bit, even inner thighs working. And even if that's not a sensation that's accessible in your body, you can just kind of see if just like the thought of those actions, if it informs how the rest of the pose looks. So maybe it helps you to sit a little taller. All right, so we've done lots to get into the arms today. So let's inhale, stretch our arms out nice and wide. And we're going to give ourselves a hug. We are going to take our right arm underneath. So elbows stack. You can just hold on to the edges of your shoulder blades. Maybe you can bring the backs of your hands together. Maybe you can reach around, press palms. All good places to be. Let's just get into the shoulders a little more. So as you inhale, start to lift the elbows up wherever you're at. Maybe you even bring your gaze up. As you exhale, release them down. Couple more like that. Inhale, the elbows lift. Exhale, releasing down. Good. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, release. And then this time, don't Don't necessarily lift as high as you can, but the elbows come up, and we just take a few breaths here in the pose. You might start to hinge forward if that feels good in your body. So kind of crouching in a little bit here. The elbows might even hook onto that right knee. And gaze just soft and gentle in front of you. And let's inhale. Start to roll on up. If you hinged forward, release the arms, stretch them out and up. Good, and then let's find a little twist here. So as you exhale, hands come out wide. Nice deep inhale. And then as you exhale, twist to the right. Then again, maybe just take that left hand to the outside of your right thigh. Press shoulder heads back. So a little different with the leg crossed in terms of where you might be feeling sensation. It might even feel like you can twist in a little deeper. Maybe it feels a little more constricted. These look really good. Good. Nice deep inhale. As you exhale, come to center. And then we'll set up for our second side, which might look different. So again, you could just be here like this to do that little sequence that we did. You can cross left thigh over right thigh if that's available. Good, so just finding your sit bones. Rooting down. Good, and then let's inhale, stretch the arms out wide. And we're gonna take the left arm underneath this time, so give yourself a hug. Yeah, nice work. So elbow stack can be any variation here, so whatever works in your body. All right, and then we're just gonna floss the shoulders. So as you inhale, elbows lift. Exhale, they release down. Good, inhaling, lifting up. Exhale, release. Let's do one more. Inhale, lift. Exhale, release. And then inhale, kind of split the difference so you're not lifting necessarily all the way up. And just gazing straight in front of you. You can stay here like this in this eagle pose, or maybe you start to hinge forward. Folding in any amount, maybe even taking elbows to that left knee. Always being really mindful that you feel stable and safe and balanced. You can always skip any of these poses. All right, let's inhale. Come on up and then release the arms, stretch up overhead. Nice work. As you exhale, take the arms out wide. Deep inhale, lengthen. And then exhale, twist from this lowermost right rib to the left, any amount. Maybe bringing that hand to the outside of the thigh, the knee, pressing shoulder heads back. Feeling that little lift of your sternum. Smooth, steady breaths. Good, nice deep inhale. As you exhale, untwist, come back to center. And then just find your nice mountain pose. And then close your eyes here. Bring your attention back to your breath. Let's move into a little box breath today. So just even breathing, we're going to inhale. We're going to inhale to the count of 6. We're going to hold to the count of 6. Exhale to 6. And then hold the breath out on the exhale. So especially starting out, if the counting feels wrong, you can find your own pace. Sometimes the retention, so holding the breath at the top and at the bottom can create a little tension in the body. So skip that today if that's not working for you. We'll do several rounds here and we'll try to find a rhythm, and then I'll give you a minute or two to just play with it on your own and find that rhythm. But let's go ahead and take a nice deep inhale. Full complete exhale. Good. Inhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Pause. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Exhaling. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Pause. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Pause. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Pause. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Pause. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Pause. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Nice deep inhale. Full complete exhale. I'm just noticing how you feel. So I invite you to do about 4 or 5 complete rounds. Kind of gauge, did that feel like a good pace for you? Do you want to stretch the breath out a little longer? Do you need to compact things? So I want you to just play around and in your own time, just find this. Maybe skipping the retentions if that didn't feel good. When you've done 3 or 4 rounds, just let go of efforting the breath. Allow the breath to just find its own natural rhythm, and then just find a comfortable place in your body. So you might be seated in quiet meditation. Could always come into classic shavasana on the floor if that is available to you. You could again be doing a little supported child's pose, so laying on something in front of you. So whatever feels good. Going to move into these final quiet moments of class. So we've worked really hard. Now we rest really hard. We give our bodies, our brains, this opportunity to assimilate all of this beautiful work that we've done. Masato ma satgamaya. Tamaso ma joy tirgamaya. Mrityoma amritam gamaya. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om. Let your next inhale be deeper. Open your mouth, sigh the breath out, let it go. Ha. And just wiggle fingers, toes, move around, stretch out, bringing some gentle movement back to your body. Good, and then you're just gonna place your palms in a pile on top of your heart. So send yourself love, send your body love and gratitude. Such a gift to be able to move and work like this. It's not always easy, but it does make a difference. And finally, just promise yourself that you're going to carry some of this good feeling you worked so hard to create with you into the rest of the day, the rest of the week ahead. And bow your head with a smile. Really terrific work today, everyone. Thank you. Namaste.